How's it going, guys? Alex here. Welcome back to another challenge video, and we are running the same team as we did against Kid Buu, which will show up in a minute. And we are kind of low on items here, so this is not a live commentary, by the way, if you were wondering. So I'm kind of low on items. That's the problem the majority of the time, because I don't really play JP that much. I'm low on items the majority of the time. There is a certain mission where you can farm them, but I just haven't really bothered as of yet, and it's kind of hard to get stones, so I don't really need to do anything. I haven't summoned any of the newer characters, but this event is a lot harder than the Kid Buu one, simply because to deal damage you're obviously going to have STR units to deal damage against the last level, well, last stage, which is against full Power Frieza, and you only have a limited amount of time to actually do that. I managed to do it, thankfully, but it wasn't easy, I'll tell you that much. I got kind of lucky. But let's see how it goes here. And I don't get my super attack with Super Vegito, unfortunately. But I'm going to quickly double check right now if Frost does indeed lower attack. I'm pretty sure he does. I said that in my last video that he does. So let's go ahead and check it out quickly. Frost, Dokkan, and let's see if he lowers attack. Because if he does, that's really, really useful. I'm pretty sure all the forms of Frost do lower attack, but I'm going to quickly double check. And yes, attack minus 25% on attacked opponent. That's the final form Frost. I'm pretty sure the others do exactly the same. Just gonna double check quickly. Can you imagine, like, if you get that super attack off every turn, you could potentially lower his attack by 75% if you have all three on at the same time. Oh, it's his passive skill, so you don't even have to super attack. So you are lowering their attack without even supering, which is super awesome. Oh, okay, so not all of them do lower attack. First form Frost actually gives all your allies an attack and defensive boost, which is pretty nice. And let's see what the auto form Frost actually does. And we got past that first stage relatively quickly, which is nice. The auto form Frost, he does, let's see, he also lowers enemy attack. So the first form gives your allies a nice attack and defense boost, whereas third form Frost and final form Frost all reduce enemy attack. So that's potentially decreasing their attack by 35%, which is great. And I remember when this first came out on Global and Gogeta wasn't actually out, that it was just horrible. It was super hard because bad memories. I beat it the very first time I played it, but then I just couldn't beat it after that. It was just so hard because of the type advantage. You obviously had to bring SCR type units, and before the final stage, you had that awful agility type boss. So this is where things do get a little bit harder, and as you can see, the problem with having agility type units is obviously that they're not going to be dealing as much damage as STR type units, and on top of that, they are only max level super rare units. So to actually change the order, you have to use a Senzu Beam, because that basically gets rid of the lock on your units. And the reason why I did that, he's really not going to be doing that much damage against Super Vegito, and on top of that, he can counter. So Vegito is obviously going to be our biggest damage dealer here. But on top of that, we also have Final Form Frost, who's actually going to reduce the amount of damage which we take, despite him not having a super attack, which is obviously very good. I'm actually hoping that this Frost awakens in the future, because they can definitely give that ability an even bigger boost. That'll be pretty cool. But I don't know. Maybe, potentially. Who knows? But right there, Vegito just took out an entire bar of health by himself. And as you can tell, he's already counting down. So he's already on 2. So this is where things do start to get slightly harder. I can't switch Super Vegito over. So I'm going to go ahead and use another Senzu Bean. This would have probably been a lot easier if I actually had any Dendays left, but unfortunately I didn't at the time. So I obviously couldn't make the most of his ability to counter later on. But I managed to pull it off. So let's see how this actually goes down. He's going to deal a ton of damage here. So almost an entire bar. Almost. And okay, he didn't counter there, so I made a mistake on my part. But I think it's important to actually beat a event of this team that you need them to come up every turn. So that's what I tried to do. You know what? Frost and Bardock actually did a fair amount of damage for not being for not even being awakened yet. And this is where I can actually switch him over. And I'm pretty sure this was the final turn where he would actually launch his super attack. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. So yeah, I went ahead and actually used a barber. So if you use a barber or you seal their super attacks, that actually prevents Frieza from doing his death blow thing that deals like a ridiculous amount of damage. His super attack, pretty much. It really isn't a problem with health, so if you want to go ahead and just throw away Senzus and Dendays like I did earlier, that's perfectly fine. But the biggest problem is preventing him from using his super attack. So I could have potentially bought Ninja Murasaki or the newer Shenron Dragon, the new Shadow Dragon, which I can't remember the name of, but it's Agility Type 1 with Shocking Speed, so he links really well with Vegito, so he's a pretty decent unit, and that is a unit that is obviously going to help you a lot in this event because he can easily seal Frieza's super attacks. And I actually go ahead and use another barber there, just because if I didn't, he would obviously finish me there. I actually wonder if I actually wonder if Super Vegito is actually capable of tanking Frieza's super attack if you use a Yema, and he obviously has that tanking ability. I highly doubt it, but it's potentially possible. But we are now on the final bar of health, and I'm not going to lie, I got kind of lucky here. I don't know if it does that normally, but Frieza actually does his normal attack, and then that final one would have been his the one that would obviously finish me off. But I found it kind of weird. I healed up just in case, and I put Super Vegito at the front. I was just like, okay, if there's any way of me surviving, Vegito's just gonna have to tank this. But thankfully, this is actually the first time I've seen this. He actually went back to using his normal super attack, which I've actually never seen before. So that was weird. I thought I was pretty much done, but I got kind of lucky. So he counters here, and then he obviously finishes him off with the Spirit Sword, and that is it. I don't know if that was just pure luck or if that's how it normally goes down, but I'll take it. That was a nice challenge, and hopefully more events like this come back in the future. I was going to do it against Broly as well, but the reason why I didn't is because he is already an STR type. I would have absolutely no chance against the physical boss, just simply because he has that barrier, and I'm pretty sure there aren't any agility type units that greatly lower defense, but who knows, maybe in the future there will be. But that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do want to see more videos like this, leave your opinions, well, leave your suggestions down below, and your opinions, of course. And yeah, if you are, you're going to get to subscribe and leave a like for more channel content. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.